So find a seat that feels comfortable for you, and I'll tell you what we're going to do in our practice today. Brittany Howard is a songwriter. She's a musician. She's a singer. You might know her from one of her bands, the Alabama Shakes. She's been very successful critically and popularly. She's got 4 Grammys. In an interview I was listening to with her, the interview was asking her about her onstage style. Well, Brittany Howard is a biracial woman in a larger body. And she said that early on, she realized that she was never going to fit the mold of your typical female rock singer or pop singer. So instead of trying to be Britney Spears, she just decided to be Brittany Howard. And in modern parlance, you do you, I'll do me. So Brittany Howard wears these incredible dresses. They often have capes. She's got a really cool style, and it's all her own. So that's what I want us to do on our mat today, is do our style. You do you, I'll be doing me. So when we are learning how to write letters and numbers, when we are learning how to play a musical instrument, we do what our teacher tells us. And so everybody learns how to write the letter C, the letter A the same way. Everybody learns how to play the chord C, the chord A in the same way. But you just look at how varied our handwriting is, for better or worse in my case. And how varied our music is, and the way people put different chords together. And there's room for everybody. There's room for everybody to practice yoga asana in the way that feels right for them. There's room for everybody to find their path in life, their yogic path, in the way that feels right for them. So today I'm going to introduce a series of poses that we'll do together, and then we will repeat those poses. And on the repeat, I really want you to do those poses in the way that feels best for you. So still in your seat, bring your hands to your heart and close your eyes. And take a moment to be with yourself, be with this body that you have. Be with this breath that you have. Be with all the thoughts that come into your head, all that creativity. And be with the heart that you have. All the soul, all the emotion, all the feeling. Be with yourself in these moments, with your eyes closed, so that once your eyes are open and we're on our mats moving, you can really let all those aspects of you shine. Bow your head towards your heart, sealing in your intention to do you on your mat today. And then lower your hands to your legs and lift your head up. All right, friends, let us begin. We're going to start on all fours. And if you are playing music, now's the time to press or tap play. I made a playlist for us if you want to use that, or you can use your own music. My playlist is, I think everybody knows to find me on Spotify, and then it's Virtual Yoga 8/6. And then make your way to hands and knees. Just with your body still on hands and knees. Begin a deeper breath. So this breath is a little longer than your natural breath, and try to make your breath rhythmic. So the inhale and the exhale have about the same length. Breathe in and out of your nose. And then on your next exhale, cat pose, letting all the breath out as you lift your spine to the sky. And on your inhale, cow pose, spine towards the earth, look forward. We're going to do 2 more rounds of cat on the exhale and cow on the inhale. Maybe on this third one, you make it your own, maybe getting a little circle or a little sideways motion in. And then come to the center. Put the tops of your feet onto the floor if they're not there already. As you inhale, reach your hips back towards your heels and slide your right hand back past your right hip. Lift up, so hips come up, arm comes up overhead, and then as you exhale, hand comes down to the mat. 2 more circles like that on the right side. Inhale, hips go back, arm goes back, lift it up, exhale down. 1 more, inhale. And exhale, second side, hips go back, left hand goes back, lift it up, exhale down. 2 more, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Still with the tops of your feet on the floor, child's pose. Keep your knees just at the width that they are now. Send your hips back, reach your fingers as far forward as you can. And then inhale into plank from your knees. So shoulders right over the wrists, knees are down on the floor. Exhale, lower, chaturanga from your knees. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back to child's pose. Knees are a little closer than in the normal child's pose. We'll do that Surya Namaskar variation 2 more times. Inhale, plank from your knees. Exhale, chaturanga from your knees. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. This time, downward dog. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees up. Stretch your hips up towards the ceiling while you reach your heels down into your mat. Be strong into your hands here, so maybe claw the mat with your fingers a little bit. That brings muscle energy into your hands, so you're not just using your wrist joints to hold you up here. Turn those muscles on. It'll help relieve some wrist achiness if you're feeling it. Walk your feet up to the front of your mat. Fold down over your legs. Take a deep breath in through your nose here. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale, rise up to stand all the way up. Palms touch overhead, and then exhale, hands to your heart. I'm going to lead you through this first flow, and then we'll do it again and add on a little bit. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, maybe upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg back behind you. Exhale, lunge your right foot to the front of your mat. High crescent pose. Back heel is lifted, and inhale, lift up. Reach back through your left heel, lift up through your chest. Exhale, hands to your heart, twist to the right. So you bring your left arm and hook it onto the outside of your right leg, and then really rotate around. Be strong in that back leg as you're twisting. Inhale, lift back up, high crescent pose. Spin your back heel down, circle your arms way back behind you and down. Interlace them behind your back. Exhale, humble warrior. Fold inside your right thigh, bring your hands away from your back, let your head hang down. And then inhale, lift up, warrior 1. Open across the chest. There's more than one way to do warrior 1. You do you. Exhale, hands down to the mat. One leg dog, right leg lifts. One leg vinyasa. Of course, you do what's right for you, especially in this class today. Once you've gotten back to downward dog, take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. Second side, inhale, left leg high behind you. Exhale, lunge the left foot up between your hands, come to high crescent pose. Inhale to lift up into high crescent. Be strong in the back leg. And then exhale, hands to your heart, twist to the left. Bring that right arm across. Hands are still in prayer. Rotate around. Inhale, lift back up, high crescent, spin the back heel down, humble warrior, circle the arms back as much as you can as you lower them. Interlace for the thumb on top you don't usually have on top. Exhale, humble warrior, fold down. Inhale, lift up. Warrior one, release the hands, take them up overhead. Maybe you have cactus arms here. Maybe the arms are up on either side of the ears. And then exhale, release, hands down, one leg dog, left leg lifts up, one leg vinyasa, or you can hold that leg up. You can put your foot on the floor. You can flow with both feet down. You can put your foot on the floor and just breathe. There you go. From downward facing dog or in downward facing dog, big inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it all out. You decide how you're going to get your feet up to the front of your mat. You can take a whole bunch of little steps. You can take 2 giant steps, maybe a hop forward, and then inhale, rise up, stand tall. Exhale, hands to your heart. Chair pose, lower your hips down and lift your arms up overhead. Different ways to be in chair. Sometimes chairs are tall. Sometimes we're really low in the chair. What's best for you today? On an exhale, bring your hands to your heart. We're going to twist to the left. So bring your right arm across, twist around, rotate across the spine. Maybe take your gaze up past your left shoulder. And then on an inhale, release your hands to the floor, straighten your legs, fold over them. Inhale, lengthen forward, and now take your vinyasa. We're going to get to downward dog, however you want to get there. You can take your vinyasa by stepping back, or you can jump your feet back to chaturanga. From downward dog, take your feet wider, so outer hip width distance apart, and then inhale, come into plank. We're going to take 3 arm circles on the right side and try not to move the hips too much. So try to keep everything steady. Try to move only your right arm. As you inhale, take your right hand back past your right hip, up overhead, circle it forward and down. Just 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Back to downward dog, bring your feet back in, about hip width distance apart now. Inhale, right leg back and up behind you, bend your knee and twist open. And just breathe into that right side body. Breathe into the front of the right hip. Inhale, stretch your leg back behind. Exhale, lunge your right foot to the top of your mat. Come up to warrior 2. All right, in warrior 2, bring both arms up on either side of your head. So your biceps are right by your ears. There you go, keep that, and then straighten your right leg. So we're gonna go into triangle, but keep the arms where they are. So on your exhale, lean forward or over to the right, over your right leg, only to the place where you feel that it works for you. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, reverse triangle, keeping those arms on either side of the head. Inhale, lift back up. On your exhale, back down to warrior two. And then circle your hands down to the mat. One leg dog, right leg back and up. And then flow on through. All right, second side starts now. Inhale, take your feet wider, about outer hip width distance apart. Inhale into plank. 3 arm circles on the left. Inhale, left arm back and up. Exhale, circle and down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more, lift it up. And lower your hand down. Downward dog. Bring the feet back in, hip width distance apart. And then inhale, left leg back and up. Bend your knee and twist open. Inhale, stretch your leg back. Exhale, lunge your left foot to the front of your mat. Warrior two, rise up. And then bring your arms on either side of your ears. Straighten your front leg. And we'll lean forward for triangle pose, but keep the arms by your ears. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, lift up, and then back to warrior two. Hands down to the mat. One leg flow option. Left leg lifts and flow through. Bring your feet to the top of your mat. Chair pose, lower down. Bring your hands to your heart. This time we twist to the right. So bring that left arm across, twisting around. And then inhale, hands down to the floor, straighten your legs. And then inhale, lift up overhead, hands to your heart. All right, so we've done 2 flows here, 2 different flows. We're gonna go back to the first one. This time, make it your own. I'll add a few poses on at the end. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, lengthen. Make your way to downward dog. Taking vinyasa to get there, just stepping on back. From downward dog, inhale, right leg back, lift it high. Exhale, lunge your foot to the front of your mat. High crescent pose. Make it your high crescent. Lift up. Exhale, hands to your heart, twist to the right. Inhale, lift back up overhead for high crescent. Spin your back heel down. Humble warrior, hands interlace behind your back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lift back up, warrior one. And now I'll add on a couple of poses. Straighten your front leg, bring your hands down behind your back. And then fold forward with a straight front leg. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, back bend right here. Inhale, back up. Warrior three, bend into your front knee. Come forward, find your balance here. Any variation of warrior three, hands can be wherever you like. And then back foot down to the ground. Warrior one, take your arms up overhead, open big. And then exhale, let it go. Hands down to the mat. You take a one leg flow here. You know the drill. 2 leg, no flow. Okay, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg, lift it up. Exhale, lunge it between your hands. High crescent pose, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart, twist left. Inhale, lift back up, back heel roots, circle your arms back, interlace the hands, humble warrior, fold in. Inhale, lift back up, warrior one. Make it your warrior one. And then straighten the front leg. Bring your hands behind your back, anywhere it works for you. Exhale, fold forward with a straight front leg. Inhale, lift up. Little back bend here. Inhale, back upright. Exhale, warrior three. And then back to warrior one. Last one, really open it up here. Do the warrior one that's best for you, for your body. And then exhale, hands down, one leg flow. Left leg is the one that lifts. Use your breath to guide you between the poses. All right, from downward dog, bring your feet to the top of your mat. Fold over your legs. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Going back to that second flow, second time, make it yours. It starts with chair. Hands to your heart, twist to the left. Inhale, release, hands down, straighten your legs, and then make your way to downward dog. This time around in this flow, we're going to skip those arm circles from plank. From downward dog, inhale, right leg back and up, bend your knee, twist open. Inhale, reach your leg back, square your hip. Exhale, lunge your right foot to the front of your mat. Lift up to warrior two. There you go. And then bring the arms up alongside your head in warrior two. Straighten your front leg. We'll do a triangle variation where we lean over our front foot, only as far as it works for you. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reverse, stretch back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down to warrior two. And now we add on high crescent pose. So rotate around until you face the front of your mat. Bring your hands to your heart. Eagle legs. So standing on the right leg, cross the left leg on top. There's not a space between your thighs. Squeeze the inner thighs in. Twist now to the left. So bring your right arm across and find that twist. First option is to stay here in the standing balance. Second option is to come with me into the arm balance. So you'll keep the eagle legs and then reach your hands down towards the floor. So you still have the twist, right arm on the outside of the left leg. Lower the hands down if you can, and then lean forward. Look out in front of you, and then maybe lift that back foot up. Strong belly, strong inner thighs. Good. Stand up however you can. And we'll be back up at the top of our mat, hands to the heart. Second side, chair pose. Hands to your heart. Let's get the twist in to the right here. Rotate around. And then inhale, release. Hands down to the mat, straighten the legs. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, begin your vinyasa. I'll meet you in downward dog. In downward dog, inhale, left leg high, bend your knee, twist open. Any variation on the twist here. Inhale, stretch your leg back. Exhale, lunge your foot up between your hands, warrior two. Take your arms up overhead, so arms are straight, biceps are near your ears, and then straighten your front leg. On your exhale, lean forward, triangle pose variation. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, reverse. Inhale up, warrior two, and then spin around to face the front of your mat, high crescent pose. We're going to go right from here into that eagle leg. So bring your hands to your heart, standing on your left leg, cross the right thigh over. Think here about squeezing those inner thighs in. They'll help you work up into the core. And then add a twist. Bring your left arm across. You can stay right here in the eagle legs with the twist, working on standing balance, or come with me into the hand balance. So straighten the arms, bend, get low until you get your hands on the floor. Once your hands are on the floor, bend the elbows, look forward, pull the belly in, squeeze the inner thighs in, maybe lift the back foot up. We come out of that one however we can, and then we're back to the top of the mat, hands at your heart. We'll move on now. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, make your way through your flow to downward dog. Inhale, right leg back and up. Bend your knee, twist. This time, try to keep your downward dog, but think about lifting your right hand off the mat. So maybe the right palm comes up and you have 2 or 3 fingers on the floor. Maybe you lift the whole hand off the mat. And then put it back down, stretch your right leg back. On your exhale, lunge your right foot to the outside of your right hand. From here, lower your left forearm down to the floor. If your left forearm just is not going to get down there, then just bend that left arm a little bit. 3 arm circles on the right. So as you inhale, take the arm forward and up. Exhale, take it back, and you're going to have to bend the arm a little bit to get it on the inside of that right leg. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. 1 more circle around here. And then see if you can twist around to the right, just a little bit more, pulling that right shoulder back. Got some hip opening, a twist, a little bit of leg strengthening happening here. And then lower your right hand down on the inside of your right leg. Lift your left hand back onto the floor and then spin your back heel down. We're all ready for side angle pose with the right arm on the inside of the right leg. So maybe you come onto fingertips or you put a block or prop underneath your right hand. That's not working for you. Bring your right forearm to the right thigh. Wherever that right arm is, inhale the left arm back past the left hip and all the way up and over your ear. And then release, hand down to the mat. 1 leg dog, right leg lifts high. 1 leg vinyasa. From downward dog, we'll start the second side. Inhale, left leg, bend your knee, twist open. Get a little lighter into that left hand, lifting the palm. Maybe you only have 1 or 2 fingers on the ground. Maybe the whole hand lifts. And then hand back down. Straighten the left leg back behind you, square your hip, and then lunge the left foot to the outside of your left hand. Lower your right forearm to the floor or to a prop.
And we'll take 3 arm circles with the left hand. So inhale the left arm forward and up. Exhale, circle it back. Bend the elbow a little bit to bring your hand down on the inside of your leg. Inhale, up. Exhale, back and down. One more. Circle around. And then when you complete that circle, twist around to the left. See if you can pull that left shoulder back. Do anything you want with that left arm to help you twist here. Be strong in the back leg. And then exhale, left hand down inside the left foot, right hand down onto the floor. Spin your back heel down to the floor for side angle pose. So you'll get a little bit more room in that left hip if you come onto left fingertips, a lot more room if you come forearm onto thigh. As you inhale, take your right hand back past your right hip and then circle it up and over your ear, stretching out through the right side. And then exhale, hand down to the mat, one leg dog, one leg flow. Everybody's looking great. Bring your feet up to the top of your mat. Fold over your legs. And then inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to do that again. I'll add on a little bit as we go through it. Just don't try to copy me or copy what you think any of these poses should look like. This is your time to really be yourself here on your mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, lengthen. Meet me in downward dog, taking your vinyasa there. Any form of vinyasa that works for you. All right, we're ready. Inhale, right leg back and up. Bend your knee, twist open, get light. See if you can find the balance, taking that right hand off the mat, and then lower it back down. Stretch the right leg back, lunge it to the outside of your right hand. Lower your left forearm to the mat. 3 arm circles. Inhale, right arm forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale. Exhale. One more. And then both hands down inside the front leg. Side ankle pose. Back heel to the ground. As you inhale, circle the left arm back past the left hip and all the way over your ear. Here, excuse me, here's where we will add on. Take your left hand around behind your back. First option is to stay here with a half bind. Second option is to reach that right arm. It's already on the inside of your right leg. Reach that right arm back. See if your fingers will grab, or you can use a strap to close the gap between your hands. And then roll your left shoulder back. And then finally, maybe straighten the front leg for bound triangle pose, or if you're in the half bind, half bound triangle pose. Inhale, release the bind, hands down to the mat. One leg dog, right leg back and up, bend your knee and twist open. This time, if it feels right, flip over. And then inhale, one leg dog. Last one leg flow with the right leg lifted. Second side, second time. Inhale, left leg back and up. Bend your knee, twist open. Find your balance, getting lighter in the left hand. And then lowering it back down. Stretch the left leg back, and then lunge the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Right forearm down to the mat. 3 arm circles. Inhale, left arm forward and up. Exhale, back and down. 2 more. When you complete that third circle, right hand is down on the, left hand is down on the inside of your left leg, and then lower the right hand down to the mat. Side angle pose, back heel down onto the floor, and then as you inhale, take your right hand back past your right hip and up and over your ears, stretching out. Now we add on, take that right hand behind your back for a half bind. You're welcome to stay right here. If it feels right for your shoulders and for your left hip, work that left hand under your leg, reach back, hook the hands together or use a strap, and then roll your top shoulder open, maybe taking your gaze up to the sky. And then straighten your front leg or get it straight-ish for bound or half bound triangle pose. Inhale, release, hands down to the floor, left leg back and up, bend your knee, twist open, and then take it on over into a flip. Some people call this pose rock star. So, you know, Brittany Howard, rock star, channel that. But do you? Inhale, back around, one leg dog. Last one leg flow with the left leg lifted. From downward dog, bring your knees down to the mat and stretch your hips back for child's pose. This time, take your knees wide to get a little more of a hip stretch. Reach the hips back, reach the fingers forward. Maybe your forehead comes to the mat or close to the mat. Let go of the effort of those standing postures. We're going to move to the seated portion of the class next. Inhale, start to lift up and make your way to a seat with your legs stretched out in front of you. Okay, Marichyasana 1 is the name of this first seated pose that we'll do. So we'll keep the left leg straight, then the right knee so the sole of the foot is on the ground. Take your left hand behind you, take your right arm up, and then as you exhale, fold inside that right leg, and you're gonna reach forward and grab on where you can. If you have a strap, you can lasso your foot with a strap. If not, just take that right hand where it goes to your inner left leg. Maybe you reach out and grab your foot, and then bring that left arm around and grab on as well, wherever you can, and then fold forward. So we're trying to keep the right sitting bone on the floor, not let it jack up. We're also trying to keep that right inner leg pulling into the center. If your hips are tighter like mine, your knee will go out to the side, but we're trying to pull it in as we fold forward. On an inhale, lift back up. Now let that right leg fall out to the right and bring the sole of your right foot onto the inside of your left leg. Take your left hand behind again and right arm up again. And then as you exhale, fold forward, reaching out for whatever you can grab onto. And then bring that left hand around and grab onto. We're in a similar position in this pose as we were in Marichyasana 1, the previous pose, but you should feel this in a different way. Maybe more stretch across the back of the left leg, maybe a little more twisting into the mid-back, and then the hip stretch on the right is a little bit different. Inhale, lift up. And then we'll take a seated figure 4 with the legs. So you're going to cross the right, just base of the shin above your left knee. Take your hands behind you to support you. And then we're going to bend that left knee, sole of the left foot on the floor. And this is where you really gotta do you. So you can get your chest closer to your shin. You can also move your hips closer to your left foot or your left foot closer to your hips. Either way, closing those 2 gaps, just to the degree that feels like you're getting a stretch, but no pain. And then inhale, release, walk back out, straighten both legs out, shake out your right knee a few times. And then we'll do this little hip series on the second side. First, Marichiasana 1, right leg is straight, left knee bends, sole of the foot on the floor. Right hand behind, left arm up. Do your best to keep that left kneecap pointing up and not out to the side. Exhale, bow forward inside your left leg, grab on to whatever part of your right leg you can, and then reach that right arm around. Fold over. Inhale, lift up. Let the left knee go out to the left now. Sole of the left foot on the inside of your right leg, just to the degree of left knee bending that feels right for you. Right hand back, left arm up, sit tall, and then exhale, bow forward. You're twisting a little bit to the right as you fold forward over the right leg. And then maybe bring the other hand around to help you fold in and twist a little more. Inhale, lift back up. Last pose in the sequence. Cross the base of your left shin, so not your ankle, but the very bottom of your shin above your right knee. Hands behind you to lean back into for support. And then bend your right knee, sole of the right foot on the ground. Oh boy, I'm feeling this one. And then you can close, you've got 2 gaps to close here. So the gap between your chest and your left shin, and the gap between your right lower leg and upper leg. All right, let's start to walk it back out. Straighten the legs out, uncrossing them. Bounce out your left knee a few times. And then come onto your back, knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat. We'll take 2 back bends from here. The ones I have planned are bridge and wheel. Of course, this is your opportunity to do any back bend from the floor in the way that feels right for you. So for bridge, push down into your feet. Keep your upper arms in close by your side body. Press those upper arms down. Press the back of your head down. See if you can lift your shoulder blades off the floor and then squeeze them in towards one another. That's going to give you a back bend in your chest already. If your arms aren't straight, straighten them out, and then push down into your feet. Lift your hips up. Keep squeezing into the upper back. First option is to press the backs of your hands into the floor here. Second option is to interlace your hands underneath and then walk your shoulders in closer to each other on your back body. Once you've made all these adjustments, push into your feet again, push down into the length of your arms, push into the back of your head, get a little squeeze into the glutes, see if you can lift the fronts of the hips a little higher. And then exhale, release everything, lower down to the mat. Bring the soles of your feet together, take your knees wide. So this reclining cobbler's pose is supposed to be a resting pose between back bends, but if it does not feel restful for you, if it feels too tight in your inner thighs or your outer hips, you can just have the soles of the feet on the ground, knees up, and rest there. Second back bend that I'm going into is wheel pose. I'll talk you through that one. If you really feel that wheel is not for you today, then you take any back bend that you like. So for wheel, soles of the feet on the ground, hands on either side of your head. So really grip the floor with your finger pads here. Put some energy into those hands. Really push the feet down and then squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another on the back. Make sure your belly is strong, ab muscles are working. Take a breath in. On your exhale, push the floor away with your feet to lift your hips up, and then push the floor away with your hands. Maybe come onto the top of your head. Reset your hands, clawing the floor, pushing the floor away with your feet, with your hands, and then lift up, pushing off the floor entirely. A little squeeze into the glutes, big opening across your belly, across your chest, back bending in the way that's best to open your heart. And then on an exhale, lower back down all the way to the floor and hug your knees into your chest. Rock over your back side to side. Soles of the feet onto the floor now. Take your arms up to a T. Take a big breath in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. On an exhale, take your knees to the right. And if it works for you, place the outside of your right foot on the outside of your left knee. Lower your right leg or your right foot back down. Inhale, knees up. Make sure your feet are wide. And then exhale, knees go to the left. First option, stay right here. Second option, pick up that left foot and place it on the outside of your right leg. Left foot back down onto the mat. Inhale, bring your knees up. And then just windshield wiper the knees back and forth, side to side. After your knees go to the left for the next time, bring them back up. Hug the knees in again, rock over your back. Soles of the feet back down onto the floor. Take your arms overhead and then stretch your legs out long. So here, have the backs of the hands onto the floor and press them down into the mat. See if you can press the backs of your wrists into the mat. Whatever part of your arms you can push into the floor, push down, push into the back of your head, keeping everything really pushing, strong muscular energy with a downward propulsion. Press your back down into the floor, press the backs of your hips into the floor, backs of your legs. Press your heels into the floor. So pressing everything in the back body down, down, down into the floor. Keep that. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let everything relax. It's time for Shavasana. Stretch your legs out. Oh, your legs are already stretched out. Bring your hands down by your hips. Turning your palms up to the sky. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, let it out. And then take these next few moments just to be with yourself, be with the body that you have, be with your breath. As your thoughts come across your mind, just let each one go, acknowledge it and let it go. You cannot stop the thoughts, but you can try not to hold on to them. And then be with the energy that's in your heart, whatever that is, whatever you feel there, whatever bubbles up from your practice. This is you being yourself. The world needs us all to be exactly who we are so that we can be a big, whole community.
Begin to take some deeper breaths now, re-energizing your body with new breath. And then on your next inhale, stretch your arms overhead, reach your toes in the opposite direction, making your body a little longer again. And then on an exhale, roll to your side. Take a moment here to honor yourself. Honor the parts of you that make you uniquely you. Honor your courage to be yourself, to not try to force yourself to fit into some mold that you think you should. And then on an exhale, bring yourself up to a seat. Draw your hands together in front of your heart and close your eyes. I hope as you go through the day, you will continue being you, doing things in your way, doing things in the way that feels right for you, doing things in the way that brings more of you into your community. We'll take one moment here to join our collective energy together through the ether and send that energy to all of those in need. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.